series of martial arts videos, and this is my experience with it. I'm sure there's a bunch of different opinions on it, and there might be things that I'm incorrect on mentioning, but this is basically what I've learned since I started in 1994. I started when I was 41 years old, which is kind of late in life, but I found that I was pretty good at it, and I'm going to share with you some of the urban legends or myths concerning the martial arts. The first one, I've got notes here because there's so much of it. The first one is like washing your belt, and it washes the knowledge out of your belt. Well, I don't believe that. I believe that the knowledge and comes from your mind and your soul, and that is not in the black belt. And I do believe it's simply to kind of show the pecking order, if you will, which I got mixed feelings about it. I feel like maybe it's important, and maybe who cares. And it doesn't do a very good job of holding up my pants at all. So it's just it can be both significant and insignificant in the same time. But the belts, I'm talking about the belt levels. And back in the early days in Japan, especially judo, they really only had 5 levels of black belt. It went up to 5th degree, and they dyed the belts. It wasn't through like a white belt turned black. I'm not quite sure about that. I kind of don't think that's true, because in Japan there was no grass. It mostly was stones that they practice on, or clay, and so that's kind of blows away the green color it gets when I guess they call it the level of green is through grass stains and the dirt and the blood. Now, for me, there's a hygiene issue there, and I think that it might be okay if you wash the belt if it starts to offend other people around you. And like I said, that's a hygiene issue. Another thing is that when you present yourself to an instructor or a board of judges, that you need to turn around to straighten your belt out, because it was disrespectful and you might expose yourself to them. But then again, when you turn around, you're exposing yourself to the other under ranks or something like that. So I don't know about that. I do it because that's the way I was trained to do it, and I respect that, and I still do it. But there's also some issues about that. Hands are registered. Black belts need to register their hands with the police department or any. There's no government entity that regulates martial arts in the United States that I know of. I think it was the myth and the urban legend comes from people trying to impress other people that their hands and feet are deadly weapons, and they can be. But you do not have to register with any government entity at all. The myth comes from, well, there's 3 different schools of thought on where it came from. Back in Japan in the early days, fighting was not allowed, but they kept track of the martial arts instructors, and they kept a record of them just to keep their eye on them. Another one was in post-World War II, where servicemen had no close quarter combat, and they had to register with the people in World War II, whether it be Korea or Japan. I think it was more Korea, but I'm not quite sure on that one. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Another myth is that it might be a myth, it might be true, but I'm sure that the servicemen, when they go on leave or furlough, they would go into town and go to the bars and get drunk and bust up all the locals. And they said that, well, they wanted them to come into the police department there and give them their names so they could keep track of them and who's beating up who. Another one is that back in the day when the fighters, it was more of a political stunt where Joe Louis had to register himself as a lethal weapon, and that's another one. I'm going to make sure on that one. Yeah, that's right. It was a stunt, and it carried no more legal weight than receiving the key to the city, which of course doesn't mean you can open any door in town and just walk inside. Okay, there's another one, and this is the last one, that a black belt is a master. No, that's not true. Usually first degree black belt is an expert on the basics. And they're really not, usually master level comes between maybe 4th and 5th degree black belt, where they fine-tune their black belt techniques and things like that. But and then when you get to maybe 2nd, 3rd degree, you're able to teach. You're at the instructor level, and they begin to call you sensei, which means instructor in Japan. So I hope that clears up some of your thoughts on what martial arts is. And I'll have more videos concerning the way it works for me and how I learned, and the different etiquette and protocols, the competition levels, the different associations that they have in not only the United States but abroad, and like I said, the Japanese styles and Korean styles, Okinawan. So I hope that this helps you, and like I said, I am really open to comments, and whether they're negative or positive. I might post some and let your comments fly through, and I'll try to comment them, and you can also PM me if you'd like. So thanks for letting me share that with you.